Good evening and welcome to the May 7th, 2014 Town Board meeting. We have a number of special guests tonight, but before we get started, I'll officially call this meeting to order. And I'm going to ask Michael. Michael's with Troop 310 here in Penfield, and I would ask that Michael lead us in the pledge tonight, if you would please rise.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you very much. And Michael, are you here because you're working on a particular badge?
Yeah, I'm working on communications.
Great, excellent. If you need anything from myself or our town clerk or any of the board members, please let us know. If you need something signed off on or if you need a copy of the agenda, we'll make sure that you have that because we want you to be able to turn that paperwork in and get that badge. So thank you for tonight. I'd ask for a roll call, please.
Cole?
Here.
LaFountain?
Here.
Metzler?
Here.
Moore?
Here.
Quinn?
Here.
Okay, as I mentioned, we have a number of special guests this evening, so we're going to start right at the top, and I'm going to recognize Councilwoman Paula Metzler, and she will recognize a number in the audience regarding an annual recognition. So, Paula, thank you.
One of my duties as councilwoman is to be liaison to our Historic Preservation Board, which is a group of very dedicated residents who look at applications regarding historic properties and properties within our historic preservation district in the town. And so it's my pleasure to serve alongside those residents who also take part each year in deciding who is going to win a very important award, prestigious award in our town, the Jeffrey S. Crane Historic Preservation Award. And if I could have Bob Lindsay come up. You've been up here before. I'm going to talk a little bit about the award. Thank you for coming. And then present the award to Bob and give a little information about what led to him receiving this award once again. This is the Jeff Crane Award. And the award is given annually in Jeff Crane's name to an individual or individuals who've cared for Penfield's past through the preservation of a structure that has historic significance. Recipients are chosen by our Historic Preservation Board based on the significance of their efforts relating to historic preservation. The plaque, which our town historian has, hangs adjacent to the supervisor's office in the Penfield Town Hall for all to see. And we recognize those who have come after Jeff Crane, and this is in honor of his preservation efforts as well, particularly in the Four Corners area along 5 Mile Line Road. As many of you know, Jeff Crane was the proprietor of Mark's Pizzeria, and he purchased the buildings at 2106, 2107, and 2111 to 2115 5 Mile Line Road. He certainly appreciated the historic nature of our Four Corners district and did almost all of the rehab work on the buildings himself. Most notably, he repaired the bell tower at 2106 5 Mile Line Road, preserving the character of that building. And he also has been very instrumental in assisting the town with the 5 Mile Line Road reconstruction project at the time, granting easements over his lands to provide a more effective and aesthetically pleasing project. He encouraged other property owners to do the same, and without the efforts, there would be no on-street parking along the north leg of 5 Mile Line Road. Certainly, this award is given in Jeff Crane's memory for all he did in the Four Corners, and we're pleased to give this award once again to Bob Lindsay. This is the second time Mr. Lindsay has won this award, and it's definitely a recognition that I think if you've won it more than once, it certainly shows a dedication to historic preservation in our town and in the Four Corners that you are very, very involved with. This award is granted in memory of Jeff Crane. He passed away in 2006. To individuals who have cared for Penfield's past through the preservation of a structure with historic significance. The 2014 award is granted to both Bob Lindsay as the owner of the property and Ben Kendig, who is the proprietor of Yotini, the business that is in the property at this point. in time in recognition of their efforts to preserve the barn that's located at 2105 5 Mile Line Road. This was formerly the Red Barn, and now is beautifully maintained and remodeled, so to speak, but certainly maintains the historical integrity. And I know that as you met with our Historic Preservation Board over the course of a few meetings, it really stood out that you wanted to maintain that character, and you cared very much about the structure and the materials you were going to use and how it was going to look and be used for all of us. The land is known as the Covey Vanderzell House property. And Bob, your hard work and dedication is a shining example to those around you. This certificate is awarded in honor, again, of your great accomplishment, and signed by George Shaw, our longtime Penfield resident and longtime Historic Preservation Board chairman. So on behalf of the town board, I give you this award again. Your name is already etched again on the award, and we thank you for continuing to work in Penfield and make Penfield a more historically preserved and beautiful place. So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Very honored. Thank you very much.
Bob, I know you're shy around the camera and the microphone, but certainly you are welcome to make any comments if you so choose.
It's an honor for the award. We love being in Penfield. We're honored that you really stand out, and we're going to be back again. This is the beginning. I got some more ideas that I want to come forward to, and maybe we'll get third.
Great, excellent. We look
That's
forward to
something to
that.
work for?
Absolutely,
Right?
something to work towards. Thank you, Bob, and congratulations. Great effort. Great effort. The next person I would like to recognize, Jocelyn. We've got a special event coming up here in May. She's going to give us a little bit more history and detail around this, how it came about, some of the exciting things that are going to be going on, and things that we just shouldn't miss coming up here in another week. So,
Thank you.
absolutely.
My name is Jocelyn, and I'm the Vice President of Administration for the Moms Club of Penfield. I'm dressed informally but officially. Every year, I read about local, tragic, preventable deaths. A few years ago, a local father of two succumbed to carbon monoxide poisoning because the family thought that their detectors were malfunctioning. And just a few short months ago, there was a fire that claimed the life of brave Tyler Doohan and two others, in part because there were no working smoke detectors in the home. Safety is something I think all of us can agree is important, but in practice, it is an easy thing to dismiss. I'll replace the batteries in the smoke detectors tomorrow. I'm sure it's just a false alarm. It seems silly to call it in. I don't want to waste anyone's time. What's the worst that could happen? In conjunction with Penfield Recreation, the Moms Club is hosting what we hope to be the first annual Penfield Youth and Family Safety Fair. This free event is on Saturday, May 17th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. in the Penfield Community Center at 1985 Baird Road. Our goal is to educate the town and surrounding areas about ways to make you and your families safer and healthier. Topics and services will include fingerprinting and child ID, blood pressure and stroke clinics, sexual predator and abuse awareness, lead safety, a bike safety and helmet clinic, drug safety, fire and carbon monoxide safety, car seat checks, weather permitting. They won't do it if it's raining. Bully-proofing tips, internet safety, and vaccine awareness. With the proximity to summer and theoretically nicer weather, our headline lecture will be various tips and information regarding water safety. The fair is supported by the participation of Monroe County Sheriff's Department, Penfield Fire Department, Penfield Ambulance, Bivona Advocacy Center, Red Cross Lifeguards, Monroe County Health Department, and we also have United Healthcare and Martial Arts America, both of whom will be at the event in an information-only capacity and not in a vendor capacity. This is not a vendor fair. We plan to have numerous safety-related games and activities for children, a bake sale, and a raffle. All fair proceeds will be donated to the family of Tyler Doohan. Our Pick-a-Prize raffle is up to 20 prizes and growing with items donated by, bear with me, Penfield Therapeutic Massage, Menchie's, Seneca Zoo, Target, RV&D Bike Shop, Jungle Jolt, Genesee Center for the Arts, Affaire de Chocolat, Home Depot, the Sandbox Indoor Playground, Demi Photography, Haircuts for Peanuts, Total Sports Experience, Delta Sonic, Itacate, Norwex, and Simply Crepes. Upper Crust Cakery has also been kind enough to contribute to the bake sale due to the restrictions we have on what we can sell. The community response has been overwhelming, and we hope to make it even bigger and better next year. Please stop by and let area first responders and agencies educate you on keeping yourself and your family safe. Let them reassure you that they would gladly handle 99 false alarms if it meant helping just one person in a real crisis. If anyone has questions regarding the event or would like to contact us about participation or donation to Tyler's family, please either email momspenfield@yahoo.com or call the Penfield Recreation Office at 585-340-8655. Again, the fair is Saturday, May 17th from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. at the Penfield Community Center, 1985 Baird Road. Thank you so much for your time, and I hope to see you all there.
Great. We look forward to it. Thank you, and thank you for taking the time tonight to come in and kind of plug the program, and hopefully it's the first annual of many to come.
We hope so. Thank you.
Okay, great. Thank you. Thanks for your time. Okay, a couple of more distinguished guests. Tonight, I see the coordinator of Dayton's Corner School, a very special position that we have, a one-room schoolhouse. It's one that I've had the honor, and I know now Linda Cole, liaison to that group, that we've had the honor of being involved and supporting and helping out. So our coordinator, Barbara Quinn, is here. I also see with her Jan Almstead, who is my pie-cutting buddy, as we get ready for this. I think Jan and I have done that a couple of times. So please, Barb, tell us a little bit about what's going on and what's happening. I always get nervous when I see a couple of former, and actually I can't say former because you guys do it every week or close to every week now at Dayton's Corner. So I see a couple of school teachers, I get a little nervous, especially one that's got the
Hickory stick.
It's got the stick.
Make sure you're sitting up straight and your feet are flat on the floor and your hands are folded nicely on top of your desks. And I expect you to listen, and I would like your eyes watching me. Thank you. Thank you so much, Supervisor LaFountain and all the board members. And I am Barb Quinn, the coordinator for the Dayton's Corner Schoolhouse. And I will try to be brief about the Dayton Corners Schoolhouse Museum annual pie social. I also have with me tonight, as Supervisor LaFountain mentioned, Jan Almstead, a fellow teacher. On Sunday, June 8th, from 2 to 4, at the Dayton's Corner Schoolhouse, the corner of Creek Street and Plank Road, we are going to have the annual pie social. It's been going on for many, many years. And it's for the children, certainly. It's for the parents, families, residents, and they will have a chance to have a pony ride. I should say the children would, but not the adults. Yeah, right. We have Terry Young bringing 2 of her ponies from Heberly's Farm for us. We also have music, and Jan has been instrumental in finding a CD of authentic music from 1857, and that's close to it. Before, or maybe a little. That's wonderful. We also have playground equipment there, and we'll probably get the kickballs out in case someone would like to have a game of kickball. That would be just fine, organize that. And we will have pie and lemonade for a small donation. We also have tours of the school, and if you have never been inside, residents or anybody can come in, because teachers will be on hand, so we can sort of intermingle with the teachers and listen to their stories and so on. Let's see, is there anything else you'd like to add about the social? You've been through it many times for many years.
If they come, they can look out in the kitchen, and Tony and I will be there cutting and lifting pies out, and all full of chocolate and whatever else. And one of the things that's so important about this school, it gives a chance for children to see what it was like in 1857 without electricity, without bathrooms. And I usually tell the groups when they come in, did you bring something, a catalog or something? Because we don't have toilet paper in 1857. And they always go, ooh. And then we look around and we say, well, there are leaves and there are corn cobs, and I suppose we could use them. And we walk out by the privy, and I always tell them, hold your nose, because it does tend to smell at times, so you might want to do that. And they whip right by that privy. And then as time goes on and we're inside again, I usually say, good news. In the 1920s, we got bathrooms. And everybody just relaxes. And the other important thing is the children really love it. I've had more kids than I know most of us had turn at the end of the day, and I usually threaten them, if you don't learn the 5 rules of living, then you have to spend the whole night here and nobody's here. And so everybody learns it by rote, and by the time they leave, they all know it. And children will walk out the door and they'll turn and they'll say, this is the best day I've ever had in school. And they really mean it, and they walk out just happy as anything. So it's fun for them, and it's fun for us, too.
Excellent, excellent.
It's definitely-
So one more time.
Absolutely.
When's the date? When's the time? And when should I be there?
Oh, well, we actually have setup and then cleanup, so you can
Perfect.
certainly spend the
Come
entire
early,
day.
stay
I believe
late.
Rob Quinn's going to be there the entire time.
Perfect.
Okay, so
Perfect.
Well, now I
Sunday.
have to. Now I have to be.
it'll be Sunday, June 8th, and it's 2 to 4.
Excellent.
Yes.
I
Oh,
can pass one
Yep,
out.
they all have those.
We do.
but
We
do
all
you
we
want
all have
the
them.
audience?
If you do have extra, we'll be more than happy to put them on display at the, in the town hall by the clerk's office. And we'll also make sure that we mention it on our website and in my weekly column.
Oh, wonderful. And I'm still in contact with almost 43 different classes that we serviced this year, and fourth graders came, and sometimes there were 25, 26, 27, 28 children, and all were the best behavior and the most wonderful teachers, and we've had a sensational year.
Great.
So,
Barb, thank you
see you at the
for,
Pi Social.
thank you for all you
Thank
do,
you.
and certainly for everyone that is on, as part of your team, because it
Oh, they're
does, it
wonderful.
does make a difference.
It does.
So, great.
Thank you for listening.
Thank you. We could help but. Thanks. All right, our next special guest, just off the PGA Tour. I think he flew in earlier today. Mike Smith, who wears multiple hats. He is here talking a little bit about his role as president of the Penfield Business Association. He is the manager of the Penfield Country Club, and just all-around good guy. And with that, the floor is yours, sir.
All right, great, thank you. I'll set these down as, I would say that these are my lucky clubs, but I haven't found the luck quite yet, so maybe over time. Supervisor LaFountain and obviously the board, I appreciate your time and thank you for having me here. I am Michael Smith, I'm the president of the Penfield Business Association, and I'm here to promote our 4th annual PBA golf tournament, which is July 14th, surprisingly, at Penfield Country Club. Which I heard is a fantastic facility, great amenities, awesome people there, take good care of you. But I'm a little bit out of my element. I'm used to wearing the suit and tie. Actually, I think most of my board members would laugh at me if they saw me in this right now, because this is probably the first time they've ever seen me out of a suit. But I'm here because of obviously a very good cause, and that's the Shepherd Home. For the last 4 years, we've given to this organization. It's been a big part of our community, and they help out with hospice care for the ones that are getting ready to pass. We have been very successful with our fundraiser over the last 4 years, and the nice thing is we've seen our numbers grow every year in participants. And but the sky's the limit. We haven't reached our max yet, and certainly we're sort of starting our campaign tonight. This will take place over the next 2 months to bring people and actually awareness to our tournament. So this kind of kicks everything off. The money that we raise for the tournament, obviously the proceeds goes towards the Shepherd Home, but you know it's a great way to get out for the day. Knock on wood, we've had 3 straight years of great weather. And it's a great way for not only our community to interact with our businesses, but you know, it's just the better good of what we want to do. And you know, we're looking for participants for the tournament. So if you want to put together a foursome for the day, or if you're looking to volunteer, if you're looking to donate, we open the doors up to pretty much anything that comes our way. So it all goes to a good cause. Place to register, if you go to penfieldbusiness.org, that's our website, you'll find the registration information up there. And again, it's July 14th, it's on a Monday, and we'd love for you all to participate.
Great, excellent.
So appreciate
So
your
I will
time.
say, having had the opportunity to participate, this is a fantastic opportunity where the community comes together, kind of spearheaded by our Penfield Business Association. And I think as Mike, and I think he was a little modest, but each year the Penfield Business Association has raised a lot of money for the Shepherd Home. And for those that may not be familiar, the Shepherd Home, the Comfort Care Home here in Penfield, survives 100% by donated dollars. And it's different functions like this that really help keep the home going. Because anyone that is a resident there, they are not charged, their families are not charged for that. It's a group of volunteers that come together to make that so special, that end of life so special. And the money that is donated through this event goes into that community jewel
Right.
that really serves so many people and so many families. So, Mike, thank you very much for leading that effort. I know you're not the only one. You've
No,
got
I've
a
got a
great team behind
great
you,
team.
but thank you for all you do to make that so special. And I know the Penfield Country Club is very generous and donate a lot to help make that as successful as possible.
Absolutely. Thanks again for your
Right.
time.
We didn't see you on the Masters, but
No,
maybe we'll see you in
didn't
the
make the
Ryder
cut
Cup.
this year.
Maybe we'll see you in the Ryder Cup.
I'll keep working on my game.
Best wishes. All right.
Thank you all.
Thank you very much. We appreciate it. Okay, that will continue right into our communications and announcements. And I will start with Mr. Quinn tonight.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. Good evening, everyone. 2 announcements. The first, the annual Ride of Silence will be held on Wednesday, May 21st at 6:15 p.m., starting from the Department of Public Works Complex, 1607 Jackson Road. This ride is held in silence, allowing participants to memorialize loved ones and friends who have suffered death or injury while cycling. Traffic control will be handled by a professional motorcycle escort service. The event is free and a helmet is required. For more information, please contact Andy Stewart at 110th@earthlink.net or www.rideofsilence.org. And again, that is Wednesday, May 21st. Second, very unique to Penfield is our Memorial Day ceremony each year. A special way to remember a veteran, living or deceased, in your life on Memorial Day is to present a rose in their memory or honor at Penfield's Ceremony of Remembrance. Penfield's annual Ceremony of Remembrance will be held on Memorial Day on Monday, May 26th at 10:30 a.m. at the Penfield Amphitheater. The amphitheater is located at Veterans Memorial Park below the Veterans Memorial. The ceremony will include a guest speaker and music, as well as the presentation of roses. Again, this unique ceremony is a special way to honor a veteran for their service to our country. The roses are provided by the town of Penfield, so there is no fee to take part in the ceremony. To order a rose, please call Sabrina at 340-8651 or email srenner@penfield.org. Thank you.
Mrs. Messler.
I have just one announcement this evening. The town of Penfield's spring drop-off will run Friday, May 9th and Saturday, May 10th at the Public Works Complex, 1607 Jackson Road. Drop-off hours will be 8 a.m. to 3 p.m. on both days. Materials that will be accepted are household items such as furniture, appliances, lawn mowers with the fluids drained, car tires, a limit of 4, vehicle batteries, broken concrete, there's a brush pile for you to drop off brush. Please note that materials that will not be accepted include household electronics, TVs, computers, monitors, copiers, propane tanks, grass clippings, leaves, chemical drums, any hazardous materials, gasoline or motor oil, paint, or driveway sealer. For items of this nature and more, go on the Monroe County website for Echo Park and look on their prospector to find out where you can drop off those types of items. It's monroecounty.gov/Echo Park. That's all I have for tonight.
Great, thank you. Next Friday, the 16th of May, is Green Year Commute Day. And this is sponsored by the Department of Environmental Conservation. And so on this date, everyone is encouraged to either walk, run, carpool, take a bus to work, ride your bike. It also coincides with our annual walking challenge that we have here in the town of Penfield and with a number of other communities. And I've been reminded by some members of our staff that I spend way too much time sitting in my office, either on the phone or in meetings. So on that day, to recognize, I will be walking to work. So I have the opportunity to walk to work and walk home at the end of the day so that I can add to my step count. So if you see me along 441, Baird Road, Jackson Road, up to Atlantic Avenue, and I look like I'm dragging a little bit, offer an old guy a little water. So that is next Friday, the 16th, and so I am hoping for good weather that day. The second item is that at our next legislative meeting, which is 2 weeks from tonight on the 21st at 7:30, we'll start our meeting off with a public information meeting. And one of the things that we're going to be talking about and hearing a presentation on is looking at a possible solar array that we would locate at our DPW facility at 1607 Jackson Road. And the intent of that is to have discussions with not only the residents in that area, but any other resident within our community to talk about and listen to any ideas, concerns, or other issues that they have. The idea with this solar array would be for us to significantly cover the cost of all of our electric usage here in our town facilities. So that would include our highway garage, our community center, the town hall, and some of our other structures. So again, this is something that we're looking at. We want to make sure that we vet this out very carefully. Larson Engineers will be on hand, as well as some other local experts, to talk about this particular program and talk about what does it mean to Penfield, what if any costs are associated with that, and how NYSERDA plays a big role in that, in giving support and grants from all of us that if you take a look at your electric bill, everyone is assessed a fee that goes directly to NYSERDA, and it's those dollars that are being pumped back out into the communities for programs like this. So again, 2 weeks from today, the 21st, at 7:30 right here in this room. And then the last item that I have is earlier this week, for those of you that have been on Baird Road and by our community center, the last 4 Australian pines were removed on the south side of the building. We removed 3 on the west side now about a year plus ago. Those Australian pines had been diseased, and over time were shedding and losing branches and creating several $1,000s a year impact to our HVAC and damage to our roof on the community center. And I'm sure when those trees went in 50 years ago, they were sized right for the area and for the building. So the trees have come down, and over the next several weeks, you'll see that whole side of the building take a different shape with additional trees, plantings, more in keeping with scale and size, some additional walkways, benching, and an area that we're able to take some of the library programming outside during that nice weather. So you'll start to see that take effect over the next couple weeks. And unfortunate to take those trees down, but it came time that we had to get them down from a safety standpoint. And what is coming next, I think everyone will see that will really add value to our community center. Mr. Moore.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor. The Penfield Trails Committee will sponsor a free guided canoe and kayak paddle on Saturday, May 10th from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. This guided paddle tour is along Irondequoit Creek and will head downstream from Ellison Park through the Narrows and marshland, viewing the spring flora. It will continue on downstream to Empire Boulevard and end at LaSalle's Landing. Personal flotation devices must be worn. You must provide your own kayak or canoe or arrange for a rental. Please meet at Ellison Park South entrance off Blossom Road. follow the hike signs to canoe kayak launch location. While the paddle is free, participants are asked to please register at the Penfield Recreation Department, 340-8655, so they know you are coming and they know what the head count will be for the paddle. Thank you.
Mrs. Cole?
I have two announcements. Over the weekend, I was fortunate to go to the Penfield Players' first play of the season. It's a farce called Fox on the Fairway, and I was able to introduce the director of the play, Jeff Moon, who's also the president of the Penfield Players, which is in their 50th celebration season for for beginning in Penfield. And there are there's 6 more performances for the play. The next 2 weekends, the Penfield Player will hold performances on May 9th, 10th, 16th, and 17th at 8 p.m. at the Penfield Community Center. Tickets can be purchased by phone by calling 340-8655 or going to penfieldrec.org. For more information about the play, you can go to www.penfieldplayers.org. And my other announcement is that my next community chat will be Tuesday, May 20th in the new book area at the library, if you'd like to come and talk about any issues in Penfield. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. We'll move on to public participation. 3 ways you can do that. If you're here in the audience, you can come up and address the board on any matter. You can also call in at 340-8771, or you can log on at penfield.org. And I'll ask our clerk, has anyone signed up to speak? And if you didn't, that's okay. The next step will be those that did not sign up will have the opportunity to speak. So, did anyone sign up to speak, please?
Tom Bear?
Good evening, Tom.
Hi, my name is Tom Barr. I live at 1834 Sweets Corners Road. My wife and I moved here about 40-plus years ago, so we've been around a while when that part of Sweets Corners was much more rural. My 2 daughters are married. They live here in Penfield. My grandchildren all go to Harris Hill, and so I love Penfield, and it's been a joy living here, but we've had one problem on our road for a lot of years. When we moved here, one of the neighbors down the road and his sons were shotguns all the time, but it wasn't too bad. And we lived far enough away that it didn't get to be irritating. And now the one son owns the house. And the problem for the last 8 years, he lives at 1820 Sweets Corners. And the numbers aren't consecutive in our road, so though that seems far away from 1834, it isn't. Mr. Wingate, who owns the land directly across from us and who's at 1875, but it's right across the road from us, has allowed Mr. Clark to come down and shoot on his property, which is right across from our house. Originally, Tom Wingate told me it was going to be only on Sundays from 12 to 4. Well, according to the ordinance and all the rest, that's okay. And it was disturbing because the guns run from 22 caliber up through shotguns, rapid fire guns. There was even a time when the troopers were using up old ammunition over there, and it was, when I say constant, I mean constant, except when they stop and drink beer. So there's drinking and plus the guns. Sometimes there's children over there because his friends come. Dogs, neighbors' dogs are running across the field, and the farmer over the hill uses Tom's land for growing. So he's been out there once. I remember him out there when the shooting was going on or started. Since over the 8 years, he's built 2 shooting sheds. Built one and now a second one. I've talked to Mr. Cervantes
Vegas.
about this, and he's dealing with permits and stuff with it. But I'm at the point where I don't know what else to do, and I'm here to ask, what can I do? Mr. Clark, since this has been going on, you know, like I say, for 8 years, it's increased. The hours now are anywhere from 10 o'clock in the morning until after dark. There have been nights when they turn their headlights on their cars so they can see. The shooting is constant pretty much most Sundays. The drinking, when the shootings isn't, it's usually when they're out at their coolers. And since for the last few months, Mr. Clark is using target bombs. I don't know if you know what they are. I didn't know what they were. They're a device that's put out in the field, and explosives are in it. I don't know what kind. And then they target practice and see if they can hit this target bomb. And when it lets go, I'm telling you, it's loud. Loud to the point where it shakes your windows and you can feel it through the floor. It's that bad. My wife's just about had it. And I just want to try, you know, I can understand people liking guns and shooting them reasonable. But this has gone way beyond reasonable. It's gone way beyond safety. There's drinking. One time I had to go down there myself. There were so many people down there. And Mr. Wingate, the owner of the property, wasn't even there. And I mean, they were drunk. And the wife, Pete's wife, was going suey to me and yelling at me and insulting me. Okay, but now I want to do something, and I don't know what to do because the ordinance, as far as noise is concerned, it says 1,000 feet. And I don't know if those buildings are 1,000, those sheds are 1,000 feet from Mr. Wingate's building. Mr. Wingate won't do anything. I've talked to him for 8 years about it. I'm not the only neighbor that's upset with it. It's just been an ongoing agony every Sunday, and I don't know what to do. The only thing I can think of doing is changing the code. And my question to you, what do I have to do to get a process going to change the town code on this kind of activity? Guns are different today than they were back. There's a whole different attitude towards them. You know, and I'm not against taking guns away from people. Or I mean, I'm not for taking guns away from people. I believe in what the Constitution says. But this is not reasonable use of firearms. This is recreation, if you call it. I don't know.
So certainly the first thing I can do, Tom, is to have a conversation with Andy Cervantes. It sounds like Andy has been out there and he's had some conversations with yourself, so it gives me an opportunity to have a little bit of understanding and history with that. To answer your question regarding getting the ordinance changed, it just requires a request for us to take a look at that. And so via you coming in tonight, if you're asking us to take a look at that, then we, certainly as a board and the legislative leaders of the town, we can, take a look at the ordinance and specifically take a look at, the bounds for where shooting is allowed in the town. And we certainly can take a look at and make a determination, do we need to make any changes or not?
I'm making that request
So
of you.
we'll so note that so that we'll follow up and take a look at that. I'll have a conversation. What I would,
Also, not just the shooting, but the noise.
Right.
There is nothing in the town ordinance that I could find online that deals with noise.
so.
Shooting, yes.
So if you would do me a favor, there's a gentleman right here I'm going to ask to have his hand raised, Mr. Costello. If you would give him your phone number for me, I don't
Okay.
want you to. I don't
It's
want
on
you.
that little
Oh, it's on the
slip.
list. Perfect. Thank you. I didn't want you to necessarily give that out over the air and on TV. But if I've got that, then I can speak with Andy, and then I can follow up and have a conversation with you.
Okay,
So, okay.
I appreciate that.
Thank you. Let me speak with Andy tomorrow. I think he's in tomorrow, so let me speak with him tomorrow, and then I can follow back up and at least better understand what he's found out, and I can also share that with you.
Andy's been really great. He's been very patient with me.
Andy
'Cause there
is,
have been moments when I've been a lot more emotional than this.
well, Andy does a great job from a code enforcement
He is.
standpoint, and he stays right on top of
He
things.
followed
So,
through and called me. and
Good.
Let me know. And this, I know I can see myself over there, and man, I thought I was 25. But when you see yourself on camera, you go, oh, you're old. Oh, hey. Okay, that made my night. Now I lost the train of thought. That comes with age, too. Let's see. I see myself on the screen, but is that a recording that is like record?
yes, it is.
Because I want this on record.
It is. So a couple of things, Tom. We're actually showing this meeting live.
Yeah.
And then you can go on in a couple of days, typically by the end of the week, Monday by the latest, you can go online and you can call up this meeting and you can watch it right from start to
I
finish.
consent.
So that's available on the website at penfield.org.
I just want to say, we've lived here for 40-plus years, and there's no other town to live in but Penfield. I brag about our town. My son-in-law is from Pittsford.
We won't hold that against them, right?
No, he likes it here.
All right.
So, and both the daughters live here. The grandchildren are growing up here. The schools are fantastic.
Excellent.
So thank you
Thank
for
you,
your
Tom.
time.
Thank you. We'll plan on chatting here later this week after I have an opportunity to speak with Andy.
Okay, thank you
Okay,
very much.
great. Thank you very much. Amy, is anyone else signed up?
I don't have anyone.
Okay. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board? Yes, sir, please come forward, and then our county legislator after that.
Hello, my name is Kevin Gallagher from 1973 Dublin Road, Penfield. February 2013, I provided documents on 5 topics to the town board. The topics mostly related to safety, quality of life issues, or infrastructure within the town. The information included pictures, addresses, and in my opinion, sufficient background details and suggestions. I did not provide 100% of solutions because the topics deserve input and participation from other members of the community and town staff. I thought there was enough momentum to lead to results. It was suggested that I check the town website for updates on the issues, but I have found very little information. It would have been better if you have kept me appraised of the progress. So I have some old business. Sidewalk policy. I requested a revision of the town sidewalk rules for a couple of reasons. Basically, I provided an example of 2 situations on Dublin Road and Penfield Road where the requirement of sidewalk installation does not make sense. These are sidewalks to nowhere. I'm going further now and request that the entire category of local roads be removed from the sidewalk plan because it does not fit the character of the community. Essentially, the policy uses public funds to increase the cost of infrastructure, support, and increases taxes without documented and verified benefits. The policy shows no revision since May 2000 and is flawed in my opinion. Either fix the policy or scrap the program. Degraded sidewalks in Penfield. I gave about 10 examples of sidewalks that were removed and replaced but crumbled after one winter season. I requested a policy that in a nutshell stated, if you damage the sidewalk, you have to replace it and it has to survive one winter. Continuing to rely on chase them after the fact strategy is not working, and I point to the 10 sections of crumbled sidewalk along Penfield Road as proof of that failed policy. It is fiscally irresponsible to allow the cost of repair to be shifted to the public, either locally or through state grants. Now, sidewalks in front of 1904 Penfield Road was recently damaged by heavy equipment. Also, the sidewalk across from the residences at 2801 Penfield subsided but was repaired, but it may not stay level. It would be better if there was a policy on the books so that when you take action on these two sections, it does not seem arbitrary. Street addresses. I believe we are in agreement that visible street addresses are important to safety reasons. Because there are many missing addresses, what has been done in the past is not enough. I request additional actions to increase street address visibility. Keeping fire hydrants unobstructed. During this winter, many fire hydrants were blocked by snow and ice, which poses a potential risk. More than a year ago, I requested action to keep hydrants clear, such as education and community engagement, and an ordinance to define the responsibilities and attach a penalty. I also suggested a survey of cleared and blocked hydrants in the town. In 2013, I did a survey and provided photo examples of 2.5-mile section of road in Penfield. I revisited and reevaluated the same section in 2014. 2.5 miles is too small a sample size compared to hundreds of miles of roads within the town. However, I can say with 100% certainty that within that 2.5-mile section, there was 0% improvement, and it may have been worse. While community outreach and education on this issue are important, relying on websites, publication of topics alone is insufficient. Publication is passive rather than active. Without benchmarks and measurements, there will be no proof of success. If you're serious about safety, you need to do more to engage the community. This is a graphic I put together. Red is bad. That's 59% of the fire hydrants in that section that were obstructed. This year, there were 3 hydrants that I wasn't able to locate. Either they were obstructed or I just missed them. I just did a car survey. Wayland Meadow wetlands. There's 15 months ago, I notified the town that the outlet structure had failed. I understand that reconstruction is planned for the spring, but I can't find any information online. I talked with a pair of homeowners that are most affected by the water level. They have not heard anything. If action has been planned, why haven't any of the impacted homeowners been notified or consulted? If the replacement structure does not address high level and clogging and low level and draining, it is inadequate. I or we need to review the plan. New topics. Town center. Thankfully, it's come to light that the town center proposal has been developer and landowner driven. They do not have the same moral and ethical motivations as residents. While the proposal has been crafted to be alluring to residents, it may not be in the residents' best interests. Developers come in our community, line their pockets with money, and leave. Their projects leave residents with the burden of costs to infrastructure, increased taxes, and the cost to live in the community, and quality of life issues such as traffic congestion, noise, pollution, and poor aesthetics. Some landowners believe that they have a right to profit, even at the detriment of neighbors in the community. The town center idea is right in the heart of our suburban and rural area. I believe that it would tear the heart out of our community. Before that happens, I request that the town center proposal be killed once and for all. Storm
And you're,
grates.
and you're referring to the mixed-use district that's currently underway?
That is correct.
Okay.
Storm grates. I have been in contact with the county and the town about cleaning storm grates and cisterns, specifically along Penfield Road. For the future, I believe that by the action that the town has taken, we've established that the section running west up the hill out of Panorama Valley needs to be cleaned in the fall and the spring. The county has failed in its responsibility to maintain this particular necessary piece of infrastructure. It is not appropriate for the county to shirk its responsibility and shift the burden to the town. Going forward, if the town cleans the grates, the county needs to reimburse the town. Those payments need to be transparent to the public. Resolutions. I request a non-binding resolution by the town board in support of an amendment to the U.S. Constitution to establish that only living human beings, not corporations, are endowed with constitutional rights and that money is not the same as free speech. I also ask that a similar resolution be placed on the ballot for voters. Information can be found online through the organization Move to Amend. In regards to the voting process, I request that the voting process for town board members be changed. From a gender standpoint, there is a good distribution, 50%, 50%. For most other demographic standpoints, the community is not well represented. From a cursory view, the process seems fair. However, the outcome, 100% from the same party, shows a different picture. Because the members of the same party tend to think similarly, there are solutions and perspectives that do not occur. Participation by people with different perspectives add options and solutions for community issues. My proposal is new voting process, 4 concurrent positions, voters get 1 vote each, 4 candidates with the highest votes win seats. While majority party control is still likely, other voices may be represented. And there also may be other alternatives for voting that may be considered by voters in Penfield. Traffic safety and calming. I've been working on a plan for over a year, but it's not yet complete. In the near future, I hope to have documents and maps available. The intent is to enhance existing plans. The first major component of my plan involves calming. The primary tool to be used is trees and bushes. There are 2 psychological effects that can be used to modify behavior of drivers. First, by constraining roadway, that is, placing objects such as trees closer to the road. This makes drivers feel that they are going faster so that they will slow down. The example is a highway in the Great Plains. Driving 85 in Kansas feels like driving 60 in New York. The result will be slower and safer driving. Second, by focusing lines of sight to the danger area within 500 feet, drivers will pay more attention to the threats that are near rather than distant destinations. One aspect pertains to intersections and the other pertains to road sections. The result will be less speed and greater attention. I call the second major component distributed dynamic deployment and enforcement. Lawful driving behavior is based on driver expectation of being caught. Currently, there are many roads in the town of Penfield where drivers don't expect enforcement, so they don't respect the law. There are about 100 main road segments within the town. Each of these 100 segments can be addressed every 90 days. The intent is that a seemingly random police presence throughout the community would confuse unlawful drivers. Their drop in confidence that they will get away with unsafe driving will lead to safer driving. This component calls for different police action, not more. New York State DOT safety issues. I have created a document with 15 topics. This is the document. 14 of the topics are safety issues. 8 of the issues can be found in and around Penfield. On page 3, I have a map. Circles represent locations. The oldest topic is 11.5 years old. The newest topic, not on my list, is the closing of the Chili Avenue Bridge over the canal yesterday. When I say the New York State DOT is a failed institution, I have reasons to support that statement. I am providing a copy of the list. Each topic has an associated document. The web address at the top of the page allows access to all the documents. There are about 82 pages and 152 images, and there are also links to online videos. If I say I have more important things to do, this is what I mean. To conclude, I don't get paid to do these things. I do this because I am committed to the community issues such as safety. I'm not seeking recognition. I'm here today to improve the rapport between us, ensure that moving forward that the proper attention and respect is applied to issues. It should be evident that public and citizen participation is essential to solutions for many issues within our town. I encourage members of the board and citizens to reach out to each other for the shared good of the community. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you able to leave a copy of that
Yes.
with our clerk? And
Absolutely.
we can make sure that each one of the board members have a copy of that?
I have a single copy, but there's, for what I said, but there are online
Yep.
documents
Yep,
available.
got it.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
Yep.
Great. Thank you very
Thank you.
much. Thanks, Kevin. You'll get that to Amy. All right. Is there anyone else in the audience that would like to address the board? I think the next person was County Legislator Debbie Draw, representing the 9th District of Penfield.
Thank you, Mr. Supervisor, members of the town board. Thank you for the ability to come and speak with you all tonight. First of all, I just want to, you probably would remember this, Mr. Supervisor, from your days in the legislature. For public participation down there, they're allowed about 2 minutes to speak. So I do appreciate the fact that you are open to letting people come and air their concerns, their issues. And I think that that's something that not all towns do. Not all, obviously all counties do, and I do appreciate the fact that everyone's voice is heard here in the community. Everyone's concerns are taken, and I know that you as a town supervisor and the members of the town board, I know from speaking and working with each of you, that you do take you don't take these concerns lightly, and you do follow through and look into things, so I appreciate that. Again, I'm here tonight, Debbie Draw, 5 Cobblestone Crossing, Monroe County Legislature, and I would appreciate, from the 15th, and I want to just tell you tonight, I want to congratulate, when I come here, I'm always amazed, I say this I think every time, about how many active people are in this community doing things. From Bob, who received the Jeff Crane Award for, again, the 2nd year in a row for the barn, which I live in the Four Corners. It's a beautiful, it couldn't have been a nicer addition to the Four Corners. Jocelyn, who came here, I think she's already left tonight, to talk about a collaboration between the county, the town of Penfield, and the moms, and what she's doing with safety here in a couple weeks in a program here. I wish that there was a program that we had gotten something together with all those entities, all those folks back when my children were younger. So I think it's a great family event. Then we have, Barb and Jan came to talk about Dayton School Corners, the Pie Social, which I know you all are involved in. It's a wonderful event. My children, as of most of all your kids that went in 4th grade, they all went to the Dayton school, learned all about that history there through their schools, through their local schools here in Penfield. Mike from the PBA golf tournament, I've also been an active participant, as many of the town board members have as well. Again, for our Shepherd Home, our wonderful comfort facility, which we are blessed to have that here in Penfield. And again, I should say to our scout our member from Troop 310, I know that you got to see a lot tonight, and we'll all be going and giving you, I'm sure, an Eagle Scout Award in the future. So we thank you for coming tonight. So I wanted to get to the reason I came tonight is to tell you all to thank you for the great things that are a part of Penfield, for me to participate in and for me to represent the county in. But I also wanted to let you know that coming up this weekend is our annual Monroe County Lilac Festival. And I just wanted to tell you briefly a couple things about history about that, which I just found out about, I thought was really interesting. Before Highland Park ever became an official Monroe County park, it was one of the largest plant nurseries in the world. And it was designed by Frederick Homestead. And Highland Park then became one of our most beloved parks when the land was donated to the county. So after it became a park, Rochester was always known as the Flower City, Flour, and then when the Lilac Festival became a part of, a major part of the community, it became the Flower City, Flower. So I thought it was interesting. I was hoping my history buffs were going to be here and appreciate that. Lilacs started in, the original first plants were planted in 1892. There's over 500 varieties, 1,200 of them. The first Lilac Festival had 3,000 visitors. They're hoping for this Lilac Festival coming up about 5,000. So you know that we have people from all over the country, all over the world, really, come to this Lilac Festival to showcase Monroe County. It's a beautiful event, so I always encourage them to go out into our towns. And my town, as that gentleman just, Tom, mentioned, is a wonderful community. I couldn't be more happier to be a part of it and to represent the people here. As always, if you need anything, I'm always a phone call away, and I'm happy to work with you, and I thank you for all you do.
Great.
And that's it. Hope
Thank
to
you.
see everyone out maybe at the Lilac Festival if they're not running around at some event around town.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. Deb Draw,
Oh, you know, Mr. Supervisor, I meant to ask you one other question. Baird Road, I went by tonight, and it looked like there was maybe a starting on something going on in Baird Road?
it actually started today. In fact, I think our PCTV may have some shots.
Yeah.
Two-day process where we milled one lane today, one lane tomorrow. That will sit for about 2 weeks, and then we'll top that. That's long overdue, and a lot of work by DPW to get it to this point.
That's good.
And I happened to come back coming back from a meeting this evening from downtown. I came down, and it has certainly made a big difference. But I would encourage residents to avoid that area tomorrow between probably 8:30 to about 4:30, 5 o'clock, and we'll finish up, the second phase of that. So,
Great.
yes, long time overdue.
Absolutely, but
But thank you.
good
Thank you
progress.
thank you for mentioning that.
You're welcome. Thank you.
All right, Debbie Draw, County Legislator, 9th District, representing Penfield. Is there anyone else in the audience who would like to address the board on any matter? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to the next item, which is additions and deletions to the agenda. Is there any additions, deletions? Seeing none, we have our minutes of April 2nd, 2014 before us, and would entertain a motion of approval for those minutes.
I move that the meeting's minutes of April 2nd be approved.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded. Any discussion on the minutes that were submitted? I would ask our clerk for a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Petitions. Since our last meeting, has the board, town clerk, or town attorney received any petitions? Okay, seeing none, we'll move on to resolution by function, starting with law and finance.
Setting a public hearing for the establishment of 2152 and 2164 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road Water Special Improvement District.
Moved.
Second.
Whereas a written petition has been received by the Penfield Town Board, duly dated and verified to contain required signatures, and having been presented to and filed with the Town Board of the Town of Penfield in Monroe County for the establishment of 2152, 2164 Fairport 9 Mile Point Road Water Special Improvement District. Whereas the proposed improvement consists of maintenance of all fire hydrants within the property located at 2152 and 2164 9 Mile Point Road, and future subdivision of those properties that solely benefits the owner. Whereas the cost of installation of improvements associated with the Fairport 9 Mile Point Road Water Special Improvement District shall be borne by the petitioners of said district. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing at the Penfield Town Hall, 3100 Atlantic Avenue, on the 4th day of June 2014, 7:30 p.m. on said date, to consider the petition and to hear all persons interested in the subject thereof and concerning the same, and for such other action on the part of the Town Board with the relation to the petition as required by law. Thank you.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Awarding contract for one new compact track loader.
Moved.
Second?
Sealed proposals were sought and requested in the manner prescribed by law to furnish the Department of Public Works with one compact track loader. On Thursday, April 10, 2014, the following sealed proposals were received, opened, and read publicly. From Five Star Equipment, $63,993, and from DJM Equipment, $45,858.62. Whereas the proposal received from DJM Equipment for the new T650 Bobcat was the lowest proposal received, which meets the town's needs and meets or exceeds all of the town's bid specification. And whereas the funds for said equipment are available in the 2014 DPW budget, and now therefore be it further resolved that a contract be and is hereby awarded to DJM Equipment Incorporated to furnish one new T650 Bobcat track loader to the Department of Public Works as bid for a delivery price of $45,858.62. The town resolution and the bid submitted shall constitute the contract and to be approved by the town attorney.
Thank you. I might ask if you would like to make some comments based on the Watershed Management Committee
Certainly.
and some of the needs of this particular piece of equipment.
This equipment is a long time coming, and as liaison to our Watershed Management Committee here in the town of Penfield, it's been a piece of equipment that has been on our radar and certainly mentioned and discussed over the course of several meetings. This is a very versatile piece of equipment that will enable our crews to efficiently maintain the areas of grass and hedges around our ditches, particularly the commission ditch. Certainly that ditch being cleaned and draining properly is very important to our farmers out in East Penfield, who also sit and take the time to sit on our Watershed Management Committee. So their input was essential with respect to the purchase and what type of equipment would be needed. This equipment also is versatile in the sense that it, by specification, we're able to use existing parts and existing attachments that we already have with DPW to make it an even more versatile maintenance piece of equipment. So this is certainly a long time coming. As I said, at our next Watershed Management Committee meeting, I think our committee will be very happy to hear that this finally came to fruition.
Great. Thank you. Other discussion? Seeing none, a roll call vote.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Advertising for bids for Department of Public Works storm sewer catch basin repair and replacement.
Moved.
Second.
Be it resolved that the Director of Public Works is authorized to advertise in the manner prescribed by law for sealed proposals to furnish the Town of Penfield Department of Public Works with the following: storm sewer catch basin repair and replacement. Be it further resolved that the storm sewer catch basins covered by the proposals shall be in accordance with specifications prepared by the Director of Public Works. Sealed proposals are to be received in the office of the Town Clerk until May 29, 2014 at 11 a.m. local time, and then and there are to be opened by the Town Clerk.
Thank you. Discussion? Seeing no discussion, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Recognizing May 2014 as National Historic Preservation Month.
Moved.
Second.
Historic preservation is an effective tool for managing growth, revitalizing neighborhoods, fostering local pride, and maintaining community character while enhancing livability. Historic preservation is also relevant for communities across our nation, both urban and rural, and for Americans of all ages, all walks of life, and ethnic backgrounds. It is important to celebrate the role of history in our lives and the contributions made by dedicated individuals in helping to preserve the tangible aspects of the heritage that has shaped us as a people. Now therefore be it resolved that the Town Board of the Town of Penfield does hereby proclaim May 2014 as National Historic Preservation Month and call upon the people of the Town of Penfield to join their fellow citizens across the United States in recognizing and participating in this special observance.
Thank you. Discussion?
I would just like to take the opportunity again, Mr. Supervisor, as liaison to our Historic Preservation Board, to thank those residents that give up their time to not only review applications, but meet every month. I'd also like to thank Jim Costello, who's present, our Development Director, who ably assists that committee through their tasks to resolution and provides a great deal of knowledge and background as they go through their agendas. So certainly earlier this evening, by presenting the Jeff Crane Award to Bob Lindsay again, that is a great kickoff to Historic Preservation Month, and we certainly look forward to events like the Dayton's Corners Pie Social to further celebrate this Historic Preservation Month.
Thank you. Other comments, other discussion? Seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Award contract for 2014 property maintenance to maintain, clean up, and secure properties as needed by the authorized official.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas the Penfield Town Board requested sealed bid proposals to provide maintenance for various properties within the town that may become abandoned, neglected, and/or otherwise inadequately maintained by the owner thereof in accordance with the applicable property maintenance code requirements of the town of Penfield for the period of January 1st, 2014 through December 31st, 2014. And whereas on Friday, January 3rd, 2014 at 11 a.m. local time, sealed bid proposals were received from Boone & Sons, Highland Lawn Care, and PMS Property Maintenance Specialists, LLC, and read publicly by the Penfield Town Clerk. And whereas Highland Lawn Care has failed to meet all required bidder qualifications. And whereas the predominant area of annual property maintenance work and costs, based on documented past history, is associated with the cutting, trimming of grass and weeds. And whereas Boone & Sons has been determined to be the lowest overall responsible bidder, meeting the specifications as set forth in the 2014 property maintenance bid proposal. And now therefore be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board hereby awards the bid to Boone & Sons of North Chi-Line, New York. Be it further resolved that the town of Penfield will include a 25% administrative fee for each service provided, and said fee will be charged to the property receiving the required maintenance service.
Okay. Thank you. Discussion. Unfortunately, each year we have some number of properties, anywhere from 8 to 12 to 14, that for whatever reason elect not to maintain their yard, but in many cases have moved out, houses foreclosed, and there is a need to go in and maintain that property. The town does that. We gather those costs and we charge that back to the tax bill that ultimately gets paid either by the owner or by the bank or the lending institution of the mortgage. So unfortunate, but sometimes very necessary during the course of the year. Okay, seeing no other comments, roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes. Setting a public hearing for a conditional use permit to allow a flooring and carpeting center at 50 Wilbur Track Road.
So moved.
Second.
Whereas an application has been received by the Penfield Town Board for the issuance of a conditional use permit pursuant to Article 3-3-94 of the Code to allow a flooring and carpeting center at 50 Wilbur Tract Road, located in the Sales Landing Development Zoning District. Now therefore be it resolved that the Penfield Town Board is best suited to act as lead agency within the meaning of the State Environmental Quality Review Act, SEQR, and thus does hereby designate itself as lead agency pursuant to SEQR. And be it further resolved that the subject application is determined to be a Type 2 action pursuant to SEQR. And be it further resolved that the Town Board of the said Town of Penfield shall hold a public hearing at the Town Hall on June 4th, 2014 at 7:30 p.m. to consider the said application and to hear all persons interested on the question of the issuance of a conditional use permit to allow a flooring and carpeting center at 1300 Empire Boulevard.
Right, thank you. Further discussion?
No.
Seeing none, a roll call vote, please.
Cole.
Aye.
LaFountain.
Aye.
Metzler.
Aye.
Moore.
Aye.
Quinn.
Aye.
5 ayes.
This takes care of our resolutions by function. We've got one more opportunity for public participation coming up. Again, if you're here in the auditorium, you can speak to the board directly. You can call in at 340-8771 or log on at penfield.org. Is there any old business to come before the board this evening? Seeing none, is there any new business to come before the board this evening? Okay, and again, seeing none, last opportunity for public participation. Is there anyone in the audience that would like to address the board on any matter? Okay, seeing none, and seeing no further business to come before the board, the meeting of May 7th, 2014 will stand adjourned. I'd also once again like to recognize Michael for being here from Troop 312, gathering his community badge and leading us in the pledge tonight. Best wishes, and I think as one of our council people had said, we look forward, or maybe it was our county legislator, that we look forward to attending an Eagle Scout Awards, so we look forward to that. So thank you very much. Have a great evening. Thank you, PCTV.